Welcome to APCUG's Wednesday workshop, where we get together in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, for some of us, and we learn and talk about technology. Today, we have an exciting program about a tool that you are going to be glad you're here to learn about and make use of it. As you can see, the backgrounds, we're going to be talking about TechBoomers. And all I'm going to tell you is we've got two terrific presenters, and they're going to be teaching us all about what they have in their program. First, we're going to have Chad Hartwick. He joined the TechBoomers project fresh out of university in the late 2014. That's just recently for us, some of us. He's been with the team ever since. He was initially responsible for writing tutorials and other content for the website. Since then, his duties have expanded into fields like SEO research, editing, web publishing, web analytics. He's currently a senior content creator for the team. And then after Corbin, we're going to have Jessica Dawson share with us. She's the video manager at TechBoomers and joined the company in 2016 after graduating from the University of Toronto. Like Corbin, she also started out as a content writer for TechBoomers and now produces all their video content and manages the YouTube channel and social media accounts. And what TechBoomer is, that's why you're here today, to learn all about that. So at this time, I'm going to turn things over to Corbin and sit back and learn a lot.
All right, thanks so much, John. Welcome everybody. I'm Corbin from TechBoomers. I'm here with my colleague Jessica, and we're just going to go over a bit about what our service is, why it started, and what we're kind of been up to, and how it can help people improve their digital literacy. So I actually have slides here. So actually, Jessica wrote the, sorry, Jessica, I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but she wrote the notes for this, so I'll let her kind of take the reins for this. So.
All right. So thank you all so much for joining us. TechBoomers.com provides free instructional articles and videos on how to use everyone's favorite websites and apps. Our website and our YouTube channel are go-to resources to help people safely get started in the vast online space that is the internet. We're huge advocates for digital literacy, and our aim is to help people use websites and apps in an informed way. So whether you're looking to learn something like how to make a strong password to keep your account secure, how to sell something on eBay, or how to use the newest effects on TikTok, there's TechBoomers content to help you out. Can you just go to the agenda slide, Corbin?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. So what we'll cover in this webinar today, we're going to start off with a bit about who we are at TechBoomers, and then Corbin will go over the history of our organization and a bit about how we got started, and then we'll do an overview of our current website. And then I'll tell you a little bit about our video content and our YouTube channel, and we can finish off with answering any questions that you guys might have. So let's kick things off by talking a bit about our small but mighty team and how we all work together to provide the free online resources that we offer. So here are the people behind TechBoomers. Steve Black is our lovely founder and CEO. He came up with the idea for TechBoomers while looking for an entrepreneurial opportunity that brought purpose into his life. One day he was helping his parents learn how to use Facebook, and he realized that there were no reliable websites that have quality tutorials to help people like his parents learn on their own. And the vision for TechBoomers was born. Other than Steve, my lovely co-host Corbin, he's TechBoomers' longest standing employee. He's our senior content editor extraordinaire, and he knows all the ins and outs of our website since he's been on the team since the beginning. Kay is our TechBoomers content manager. She joined the team as a content writer and is now our content manager and an integral part of the team, making sure all of our content production stays on track. Of course, we have myself. I'm the video content manager for TechBoomers. I handle all things YouTube and social media. And I was also originally hired as a content writer, and it was considered just a bonus that I had video editing experience. But my role quickly evolved into relaunching and ramping up our video tutorial production, and things have continued to grow rapidly since then. With the growth of our YouTube channel, it became apparent that resources like ours were also lacking in other languages besides English. Because a good portion of our views were coming from India on YouTube, we thought that expanding on YouTube with a sister channel that has tech tutorials in Hindi would be a great idea. So as a Hindi speaker with a technical background, Shruti was the perfect fit, and she now handles a lot of our analytics and other back-end work as well. Karen joined our team in 2019 as a content writer and has since been a huge contributor to our newer content pieces, and she's been an amazing addition to the team. So if you see some of the newer articles on our website, most of them have been written by her. And last but not least, our amazing web developers, Holly and Sharon, are some of the newest additions to the team, but they've made a big difference in how the back end of our website works and made things much easier for us. We have a few other people on the TechBoomers team who contribute here and there, but this small core group of people have really helped make TechBoomers into what it is today. So now that I've given you an overview of the people behind TechBoomers, I'll pass things back over to Corbin to talk a bit about the history of the website.
All right, thanks, Jessica. So talking a bit about the history of TechBoomers, where it came from and what we're doing. So this was a project that started in mid to late 2014. We mentioned that Steve Black started it up. He's our CEO. And why he started it up, Jessica mentioned that he was looking for an entrepreneurial opportunity. He's kind of a serial entrepreneur. He loves that kind of stuff. But he was also trying to fill a need, if you've ever heard that expression. You see a need, you fill a need. So what it was that his mom and some of his other older adult family members were looking to increase their digital literacy skills. However, Steve's a busy guy, still is today. And at the time, like, he was running his other company, running his other work, and he wasn't always available to do one-on-one coaching. And there were a couple of problems with that caused. The first of it is, like, there was a large gap between sessions of when he could come in and work one-on-one with people. And so he's like, okay, you remember last time when we did this? And, you know, his family member was like, no, I can't remember that. Or the other thing is, with everything changing, like, they go back to a website they were using before, and it's like, hey, wait a second, this is different. Like, this isn't what it was before. And, you know, that's kind of a running problem. It's just like, you know, kind of racing the tide, to use an expression. And so that's where he kind of got the idea. And so he looked for, as Jessica said, he looked for, you know, is there somewhere else where, you know, my relatives can self-learn without, you know, me having to, you know, be there in the room with them all the time. And he found that there were two big problems with most of the solutions he found. The first one was that a lot of these lessons were just kind of piecemeal. They were just kind of scattered all over the web. They were on, like, people's kind of like personal journals. You'll often hear them referred to as blogs, short for web blogs, or video sharing sites like YouTube or Vimeo or Dailymotion or whatever. The problem was there wasn't a lot of structure to them. It was kind of just, you know, here's one thing, you know, go find the rest. And that was one of the problems he really saw. The other problem was that for the places where that wasn't a problem, places like the former lynda.com, which is now LinkedIn Learning. You have sites like Udemy now, you know, these e-learning sites where you have these kind of courses and content that's structured. A lot of it, you either have to pay for a course or you have to pay for some sort of subscription to get in and access it. And that was another thing that really bothered Steve about this kind of stuff. So he came up with the idea of what we wanted Tech Boomers to be. And so we wanted it to be our own collection of tutorials built from us actually using the services. So we have experience, we know what they are, and we're not trying to write something super high level about it, but it's something that we've actually used and we understand how it works. Our focus was kind of on advanced basics, because we didn't want to be competing against companies that were doing like kind of fundamental computer training, like associations like APCUG, or there's another company called GCF Learn Free. They're kind of just giving like basic computer lessons and like lessons on productivity tools like the Microsoft Office suite and stuff. We didn't really want to be competing with them. So we kind of chose our niche as things that are kind of the next level up from that. So the things like social networks like Facebook and Twitter, or like voice over internet protocol services like Skype that you could use to, have phone calls or chat, or, business directories like Yelp, and that you could go on and you can find where different stuff is and what people think about it, find contact information, stuff like that. So that was kind of our thing. The other kind of focus we wanted was a real cut down on the technical jargon. A lot of the stuff some of the stuff online is written in really kind of tech-ese that not a lot of people understand unless you're actually in the field. We wanted something that, had a lot of non-technical language, had supporting images, basically as we were kind of aiming for the older adult demographic. So we wanted to make something that had maximum accessibility so that older adults or pretty much anyone who came here could kind of understand what we were talking about and follow along and use it. And then I'll talk about this a bit later, but we also kind of wanted to have a bit of a tech news angle as well, just in addition to like just tutorials, straight up courses and tutorials on specific services. We wanted to have kind of news on things like privacy legislation, and then like other tips of like, here's how to bargain hunt when you're out on shopping websites and whatnot. Sorry, just a sec here. I'm not going too fast for anyone, am I? If I'm going too fast, please let me know in the chat.
No, you're doing fine.
Okay, yeah, I am a little bit nervous, so I was worried I would be talking too fast. So some of the other things we really wanted on the more technical side, we wanted any content we produce to be accessible at no cost by anyone, anywhere, and at any time. And that was, again, that was solving one of the other major problems, because we were really kind of passionate about this in that, as a lot of you probably realize, that digital literacy and digital technologies are becoming more and more important all the time. And I'll get into this a bit later, but we just felt that wasn't something that we wanted to ever put a price tag on. Some other companies do, and that was one thing, and they had their reasons for that, but that was one thing where we wanted to say this is forever free. We never want to charge any money for this. Another thing we wanted, kind of along with that, and kind of why the reason why we're here in the first place, is we wanted it to be shareable. We wanted the ability for libraries and other tech training organizations and digital literacy organizations like the APCUG to be able to share this kind of stuff and build lesson plans and disseminate it, just as long as they gave us credit. And that would allow them to create lesson plans without having to start from scratch each time. It's like, they wanted to create a course on Facebook, they wouldn't have to go on and just, muck around with it themselves. It's like, these are people who have already done the heavy lifting for us. They already kind of know how it's done. So we can just kind of use their stuff and take it from there, or we could send people to them as like homework or whatever. Again, kind of along that line, we want to join networks of organizations like APCUG to offer TechBoomers as a resource for patrons, and kind of conversely, that we can offer your services to people who come to us as well as additional resources and places we can point people to if they're looking for a certain kind of help with technology. So this was our website in the early days. This was late 2014. Just kind of a basic website and logo. There wasn't a whole lot of branding surrounding that first. We had some other people, some of the people who helped us with our startup things, and we had some other branding people on the team helped us kick this up eventually. We originally had an option to sign up for a newsletter. We did like kind of a weekly newsletter just announcing new courses and tutorials and just like featuring other stuff and news and stuff. We kind of discontinued that since then, as we just haven't been able to keep up with it with the amount of work we're doing, and just it kind of fell off in usage and people weren't using it. It was costing us money. So we may be able to pick that up at some other point. I'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah, that was kind of those were kind of our humble beginnings. Then in 2015, 2016, we had a bit of a redesign. We got our actual logo here, and we started adding some more functionality here. You'll notice we have like a sign up and log in buttons here. This was something that this was another kind of thing that we tried. We allowed people to sign up for optional accounts, and didn't cost anything, of course. And basically the reason behind it was so that people could track what courses they wanted to learn about, so they could go on and they could have a record of the courses that they were looking at. It's like, oh, I was looking at Facebook, and then kind of just pick up where they left off, and also kind of put like a check mark in every time they had completed a tutorial. It was sort of a gamification thing. It's like, yay, I got that tutorial done. You know, I'm making progress. Again, not something that ended up being used a whole lot, so we've discontinued that as well. So we also added a search bar function, so you could look for keywords and like specific tutorials and stuff. And this is also around the time in August 2016 that Kayla and Jessica joined our team, and I'll get a bit into that. So this was in 2017. This is when we started the whole project of adding the kind of, you can see it all on the right side here, the kind of the more blog-like informative articles in addition to like the standalone courses. And we were just doing a whole lot of stuff. Oh, someone asked, where does your income come from? I can get into that a little bit. One thing is, Jessica will talk about it because our YouTube channel is part of our income as well. The other thing we have is affiliate advertising. We tried having banner advertising on our website, but people really didn't like it. I mean, who likes banner ads, really? So instead, what we do is like some of the things, some of the services we feature, and even like some other things in some of our articles and stuff, they like link out to e-commerce websites, and people can like, if people go there, oh, please don't send questions to the presenter, send questions to go to 218. Yeah, but yeah, basically it's kind of, people can go, and if they see something interesting that leads to an e-commerce website on one of our tutorials or things, they can go to that website, and if they make a purchase through that, then the company that sells the stuff pays us a little bit. So that's kind of where our income comes from. Oops. Darn. So this was a this is okay that there's not really a picture here because I'll be demoing our website live a little bit later. I was going to say something also about how we were kind of in the early days. We were working on like just kind of networking with libraries and tech trainers and other digital literacy organizations, and also we were just kind of trying to get our social media presence. We had a small YouTube channel, but it was really once Jessica came on that our YouTube channel really started taking off, and she can talk a little bit more about that. I won't try and step on her toes here. So in April 2018, we completed another major overhaul on our website. We added a full course directory, so you can see like everything. You don't necessarily have to go into all the different categories to see what we offer. Even so, we kind of compartmentalized our display. We had more kind of granular specific categories. So we started dividing stuff into like tips and tricks or best of the web, if it was stuff like that. Or, you know, for shopping online, we have like different categories of just kind of like regular e-commerce, buying and selling stuff. Or if you want to book travel, like flights and hotels and like car rentals or vacations or whatever. And then like discount shopping, if you're looking for ways to like maybe save a buck, you know, you can go to like wholesale sites or like sites where you can like bid on stuff like eBay. So again, I'm going to show you a bit of that later after I'm done this section here. I just kind of talking a little bit more about our website and where it came from. So again, just to recap, our value proposition is we wanted something that was more structured, that would then stuff that was already out there, including lessons specific to websites and apps, and then just general tech news to keep users in the loop of stuff like, you know, how to create a strong password, or like updates on privacy legislation, or like we have stuff on the GDPR from over in Europe, and then like other things, other kind of trends, like there's a service called Twitch that you can use to like stream video games and whatnot. Again, we always wanted to be available to anyone, anywhere, anytime, no cost. And as I said, digital literacy information, we believe, is too necessary in this day and age to put behind a paywall. You know, we want this to spread as far and wide as possible, which is why, you know, we've made this stuff accessible for other tech trainers and groups like the APCUG to use and spread this knowledge and not have to do all the legwork themselves. So stuff we write about a bunch of different things. So these are our main categories: shopping online, so services that let you buy or sell goods or services, like e-commerce stuff like Amazon or eBay; book travel accommodations, stuff like Expedia or Orbitz or Priceline or whatever. Some tips for bargain hunting, like stuff for going to wholesale. Maybe some of you have heard of AliExpress, or there are like different ways. There are like stuff like Ebates where you can get cash back. It's almost like this affiliate similar to the affiliate marketing that is how our website makes money. Online entertainment, stuff like video and audio streaming services, stuff like Netflix or Hulu, news sites, games, and other apps and tech that help you enjoy your leisure time, like showing you how to set up stuff like Google Chromecast. We have a tutorial. We have a course on Pokemon Go, if anyone's ever played that. Social websites and apps, pretty self-explanatory. Social networks, Facebook, Twitter, services for sharing images or videos, stuff like YouTube or Instagram in terms of images. That's kind of the big one. They're owned by Facebook. Direct message, chat, and VoIP providers. So stuff like Zoom, which we are using right now, Skype, WhatsApp is another big one, Google Meet, used to be called Google Hangouts, and then covering some of the different online dating platforms and talking about some of their pros and cons. Our useful websites in that category is kind of where everything else doesn't fit into. So we talk about like some other e-learning websites, so stuff like Coursera, or we talked about Udemy and LinkedIn Learning before. Tools and tips for researching information or services. So again, that refers to things like business directories online, like Yelp, or even just like Google search, like how to use Google search better and use some of the syntax tricks to find what you're looking for more easily. Websites for learning and applying career boosting skills. So that's stuff like LinkedIn, which is like a professional oriented social network, and other things like Indeed, or we have Workopolis, or just like different websites where you can like search for and apply for jobs. And then general digital tech for improving accessibility and quality of life. We talked a bit about that before, just kind of like how to use smart home speakers and just kind of tricks for using them, and like other assistive technologies, like different kinds of cell phones and stuff. And then we have the technology basics, which is training for different functions of different operating systems, because there's a difference between Windows and Mac OS. And then when you're on when you get on mobile, you get iOS, which is Apple, and then Android, which is Google. Some basic stuff about how the internet works, like what a URL is, what a cookie is, what the cloud is, and some tips on how to use it safely, like how to not get scammed online, how to, how to create a strong password, as Jessica mentioned before, how to use antivirus software properly, and then resources on how to provide digital literacy training and why it's so important. So we talk about kind of some of the things that you can do when you know how to use digital literacy. You can talk to people overseas, you can buy stuff and have it delivered to your front door, and just like some of the different resources that you can go to learn things and get help with getting this technology and getting the knowledge to learn it properly. So we're always happy when okay, this is not loading, I don't know why. So I'll show this page anyway, but we're always happy if you add us to one of your lists of resources if you're with the digital literacy group. You can also email us at contact@techboomers.com if you have questions or kind of proposals for anything. As I said before, we like to allow people to use our stuff. I'll show this again as well, where you can download or print out content to distribute or use in your classes. You can embed our YouTube videos as examples for your online lessons. You can play our YouTube videos in classes. We just ask that you give us credit when you do that. I'll show our Creative Commons page after we're done that. So just before I jump into the live demo, I'm just going to mention what's next for the project. So in mid-2019, we hired a whole bunch of new people. Some of them were brought in to diversify the kinds of topics we could write about, because these people have a whole bunch of different expertise on a bunch of different things. As Jessica mentioned, we got our amazing in-house developers, Holly and Sharon, and we're currently working on like a whole new infrastructure for our website. And once it's done, we're going to relaunch our website again. And our ultimate goal is to have like a network of microsites. So we're going to have like the main TechBoomers website, but then we're going to have like little like mini sites that it can branch off into. I don't know if anybody has ever been on medium.com. It's like a publishing platform, but they kind of have all these little properties, like all these little sub brands that they have their content in. Like they have one that for startups, which is called the startup. There's one for data science called Towards Data Science. There's one for user interfaces. It's called UX Collective. And that was really the kind of model that that Steve is kind of envisioning for us eventually, is that we kind of have general stuff, but if you need it, and then if you want to dig down deeper into other stuff, like we're going to be able to allow you to do that. So I'll leave that for now, and I'll just show off a bit of our website. So here's what our website looks like now. You can see we have our logo here. You can say, today I want to learn about Facebook. You go to Facebook and we have top search results. This is a course for Facebook. This is one for reactivating an article for how to reactivate a Facebook account. I post a YouTube video here. So if you go to an actual course, like you can see, we have the link to go to the actual website, but we have it categorized here of, what is it? How does it work? Pros and cons, glossary, how to create an account. Then we have like privacy, and then we have just like basic functions. And so you can go, and as you can see here, you can print this out. We have like a list here, so you can go along and go to the next thing you can go to the next tutorial in the sequence. Some of these have videos embedded in them, so you can go and watch our video on YouTube if you don't, or you can watch our YouTube video from right there if you don't, if reading's not your thing. Just like other related articles and stuff like that. And then we have like our categories here. So this is shopping online. So all topics, buying and selling, and then like discount shopping, stuff like buying and selling on eBay, how to plan an inexpensive fun date with Groupon. So that's kind of what we have here. This is our course directory. We have it organized by different categories. So like social, you see we have like stuff like Badoo and eHarmony for like dating, Facebook for like social networking, and then like other things like FaceTime or Gmail or Google Voice or Hangouts or iMessage for like email and like other messaging things. So anyways, shopping, Airbnb for like, that's booking vacation rentals, and like Amazon, eBay, Best Buy, Craigslist too, Expedia, kind of the big ones you'd expect. I'm just gonna go back to the top here for a sec. And actually, I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna show you a couple pages that we meant to show you with, they didn't show up for some reason. So we have like resources for library partners as well. So we have a whole bunch of, and we do stuff like we're doing here with library partners. We have Trek trainers as well that we partner with. I don't know, I guess APCUG is on here, so it should be. But anyway, so this is just kind of talking about how to link to us, as I said before. So, you can use the HTML code here if you know how to use this to link to our website, or like put our logo here, or you can send us something at contact@TechBoomers. You'll see here we have also, if you don't want to send us an email directly, we have this contact box here where you can put your name and email and send us a message. And I check that quite frequently, so I can get back to you if you have a problem. You just want to ask like a general tech question, I can see what I can do to give you a hand with that. And just another thing here is So our Creative Commons. For those of you who haven't heard of this, this is kind of an alternative to copyright that was developed a little while ago, and it basically says that like you're allowed to use our articles for a whole bunch of the purposes I said, like you can use them in an educational thing, but you need to give us credit for them, and you just like can't use them to make money. You know, we just need title of the article, the URL, link to TechBoomers, define us as the author, and just say is licensed Creative Commons by 4.0. And I think that is pretty much everything. We have this take to tour button. This is also, Jessica's probably going to get into this a little bit too. So I think that's most of everything for now. Again, if you have questions about other things, you can, like, we'll get to that at the end. And I'm going to stop sharing and stop talking now and hand things over to Jessica.
Thanks, Corbin. I'll just pull up my screen share here just a second. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that okay. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about our YouTube channel and a bit of the history behind that as well. So the TechBoomers YouTube channel was originally started as a place to host our video content that was being added as an accompaniment to the text-based articles on our website that Corbin was talking about. So to give you an example, here are some of the oldest videos that are on our YouTube channel, and these were video versions of our courses on Facebook and Groupon. And so when I joined the team in 2016, we started making more video versions of the tutorials that were in our most popular website and app courses. So here you can see a selection of our videos about Snapchat and LinkedIn. These were super popular at the time. Oh, there we go. And at this time, we also decided to start experimenting with creating content exclusively for YouTube. So these tutorials did not have a text-based counterpart on our website, and many of them were one-off videos about a brand new topic that we had never covered before. So this was a great way for us to see how our viewers would respond to content about new apps or new websites that they had never used before, as well as brand new features and more advanced topics that weren't necessarily as suitable to be part of the more beginner-friendly courses that you can find on our website. And then we started our TechBoomers in Hindi channel in 2019. So because of a lot of our YouTube viewers were coming from India, we thought that a Hindi channel would be a great addition to our resource offerings. So our lovely teammate Shruti took some of our existing TechBoomers videos and translated those into Hindi. So this channel didn't get as much traction as we had hoped. We haven't posted a lot of new content onto this one, but it is still up on YouTube and it's linked in the channels tab on our main YouTube page. So if you know any Hindi speakers that are looking for tech tutorials, you can direct them to this channel. So a bit about the growth of our channel. At the time that I had joined TechBoomers in 2016, the YouTube channel had around 600 subscribers, wasn't getting a ton of traffic. And then I joined and we kind of just revamped everything. So we had about 250,000 total views on the channel at that time. And the channel was about 2 years old, I believe. So the last time that we did a webinar with APCUG, that was in 2018. And Kay had mentioned that we had hit 80,000 subscribers on the channel. And we had about 30 million total views on the channel at that time. So we had seen a lot of growth. And now today in 2022, we're experimenting with new topics now more than ever. We have over 521,000 subscribers on YouTube and 164 million total views on our channel across all of our videos. So we're super happy with the growth that we've seen over the past few years, and our channel has been doing really well. Corbin kind of touched on this a little bit, but to talk about the topics we've covered in our YouTube tutorials, some of the content you'll find includes tutorials on how to use social media apps like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok, communication apps like Messenger or WhatsApp. We have entertainment platforms, Netflix, Spotify, which is for music streaming. We have navigation apps like Google Maps and Waze. So if you're looking to set up your phone as your GPS, we can help you out with that. And then we also have tutorials on how to do specific things on various devices like your iPhone, your iPad, Android smartphones, and Mac and Windows computers, as well as a whole lot of other things. Here's a look at some of our more recently posted videos. These have been all posted on our channel in the last month or so. We have a good mix of different topics, and we try to always cover the newest features in popular websites and apps, as well as mixing in a few more basic things like the few you can see here, including like how to share your location on your iPhone, how to clear up storage space from iMessage. If you're getting sent a whole lot of pictures, for example, that can really take up storage space on your device. So we publish 2 new videos every week, and we always have something new to learn. We also have some videos that tend to be more seasonally popular, such as those showing how to transfer your data from one device to another. Many people will give or receive new devices as gifts around the holidays, and there's also sales around Black Friday and Boxing Day. So these types of tutorials seem to always get a boost in views at the end of the year. But anytime that you're getting a new device, like if you're upgrading your phone, we have tutorials that can help you to transfer all of your data so that you don't have to have someone help you with that. So that's always helpful. And then also during the pandemic, we had boosts in viewership of our tutorials on different messaging and video calling apps like Zoom and FaceTime, since people were looking to learn how to stay connected with their loved ones from a distance more than ever. That time period also saw a huge boost in views on tutorials on entertainment platforms like Netflix, because everyone was bored at home looking for new things to keep them entertained. So the graph that you see on the slide, it actually shows our daily views on our YouTube channel, and that huge spike that you see in the middle was right around the mid to end of March of 2020. So although it was such a challenging and tumultuous time for everyone globally, we were so happy to be there with our content to make that time a little bit easier, even in the smallest way. So currently we have over 850 videos on our YouTube channel and even more on the way. We post at least 2 new tutorials every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes a bonus video here and there. So if you're interested in keeping up with our newest YouTube content, you can subscribe to our channel. It's totally free. And then our videos will appear in your subscription feed on YouTube. So you'll get a notification anytime that we post something new. We also encourage viewers to leave comments on our videos with any questions, suggestions, or video requests so that we can provide tutorials on the subjects that our subscribers really want to learn about. Sometimes people will also ask a question about something we already have a tutorial on, or something that just needs like a quick 1-sentence answer. So in those cases, we'll be sure to provide them with the link for a video if we already have one, or give them the answer they're looking for right away in a response comment. I personally review those comments on our channel 3 times a week, and I make sure that all of the questions are responded to. So if you ever have any questions after watching one of our YouTube videos, you can always leave us a comment there and it'll be reviewed by myself. We really value the feedback and the support that we get from our YouTube community, as well as our website patrons, and we always strive to provide answers to their most pressing tech questions. So if you have family members or friends and they're always asking you for help on how do I use Facebook or how do I do this thing on my phone, you can send them our way, and our content and our help can give them the knowledge that they're looking for. So here is where you can find us. Thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate everyone attending our webinar today. Thank you so much to APCUG for having us back to talk a bit about TechBoomers. If you're interested in checking out our resources, you can head to our website, techboomers.com, as well as our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/techboomers, or if you just search TechBoomers on YouTube, it'll come up. Additionally, you can follow our pages on Facebook and Twitter, and we always post whenever new content gets published on our YouTube channel and our website. And yeah, if you want to follow us on social media, we're facebook.com/techboomers or twitter.com/techboomers. So we have a bit of time to answer any questions. So if you want to send those over, or if there's anything else you'd like to know, we're here to answer your questions.
Thank you very much to both Corbin and Jessica for great presentations. I know a few years ago, one of my members said, I'd like to learn about Groupon. And I went, sure, no problem. I knew right where to go, TechBoomers. And I used the content to put a darn good presentation together. And I know that's the way I personally learn a lot of things, is by putting a presentation together. And then another person wanted to know about Pinterest. I said, no problem, because again, I knew exactly where to go to get the information to put my PowerPoint presentation together. And they both were very easy to put together. And again, that is in plain English for everybody, so I didn't have to translate it into plain English. And my members really appreciated learning about both of those topics. I have a couple of questions here. How often is your content updated? Like, what, you know, the iPhone stuff is getting changed all the time. And just how often does everything get updated?
So as far as YouTube goes, typically we will put out new content whenever the new major upgrades come out. So we'll have a tutorial on here's how you can update to the newest operating system. So I think currently it's iOS 15 for iPhone. So we have some tutorials about that. When it comes to our website, things are updated a little bit less frequently. But of course, whenever there's any like major change, we try to make those updates as quickly as possible.
Do you have a video on how to set up Prime Video on a smart TV?
I don't think we have one specifically for setting up Prime on a smart TV. I know we have a couple tutorials about Prime Video, and we do have one also about like how to link different devices to your TV, like how to link your phone to your TV or how to link your laptop to your TV. So you can maybe check those out and they could help you, perhaps.
Very good. Good answer. I think I'll do that.
Yeah, and if you're still stuck, I mean, you, like I said, we get people sometimes like sending us either through our contact form or through our email, contact@techboomers.com. Like they'll send us email IT questions of like, you know, I was trying to do this, but I'm kind of stuck. Can you give me a bit of hand? And I'll get on that for you. I'm kind of the one who answers most of those questions. So I will, I'll do my research and sniff out as best an answer I can get for you.
And same goes for the YouTube channel. If you leave any comments on any of our YouTube videos, I check those 3 times a week. So I'll help as much as I can.
Do you have any tutorials on open source software? Apps, programs?
I don't think so. Corbin, do you know if we have any?
No, we don't really. Well, I mean, we do mention some things that are open source, but we don't really have. But we don't really have too much talking about open source software as far as we're concerned. And like for our target audience, we consider it a bit of an advanced thing. Like we may have some stuff on it in the future, but you know, I think in the meantime you can go to I think there's something called the FSF, the Free Software Foundation. They kind of talk a lot about open source. They kind of talk about it as in free speech, as opposed to free as in free beer. So it's open for everybody to look at and figure out how to do it, as opposed to not necessarily. And they make some they make some differences. They make some distinctions between like open source, what is actually open source and what is like actually free software in those terms. But yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of, sorry, it's kind of a long-winded answer, but there are some other things that people have been asking us about, like doing something on like podcasts. Are there any tutorials on transferring data from 3G Android phone to Android?
Okay, remember you guys, questions come to me, okay?
Yeah, I think we do have a lesson on our YouTube channel about transferring data to from an old Android phone to a new Android phone. Maybe we may even have a written tutorial, but I'm pretty sure we do have one on our YouTube channel. So have a look for it.
Cool. And if you need to learn about Linux, all you need to do is attend our 3rd Wednesday workshop, because it's all about John Kennedy and his team and learning about Linux. We have our own videos, Corbin, on just about
There
everything.
you go. You got it covered.
Yeah, we got that covered. And people really want to know, how do you get your money? I can't imagine. I'm wondering if they're thinking, do you get that many click-throughs where people are buying products? But are you partnered with people, or you just run lean?
So Corbin kind of touched on this before, but 2 of the main ways that we make money from giving all of these resources away for free, our YouTube channel generates a pretty significant portion of our revenue, but also we do have the affiliate marketing that Corbin had mentioned. And some of those, although it's like a very small percentage that we might get in commission, if someone's booking, you know, a few $1,000s vacation on Expedia and they clicked through our affiliate link to book that, the payouts from those can be a little bigger. So it might be a little more substantial than what you're thinking. It's certainly not like millions or anything, but it helps us out for our time. So yeah, those are the 2 main ways.
Cool. You're muted, Corbin.
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. Yeah, I'll just mention. Yeah, and like we do things that way because, and I mentioned this before, that like we kind of wanted. It's kind of ironic in that we're trying to do something kind of altruistic, but we're still a for-profit company. It's kind of, you know, it seems kind of paradoxical. But yeah, we're trying to do that in like the least intrusive way possible. As I said before, like in the early days, we tried banner ads, but like people complained, and rightly so. Like people don't like banner ads. So, you know, we're kind of using these as more kind of unobtrusive methods of, you know, making money. So like we're not like shoving stuff in people's faces. And I'll maybe just share a screen for a second here. Just going to go back to our website for a second. We actually have a page on the bottom here. It's either how to support us or financial support. And it talks about, you know, why we do stuff for free. If our stuff's free, then how do we make money? You know, how does this work? And, you know, if you have any questions, you can come and, you know, send us an email, or, you know, or yeah, you can send us an email. You can send us emails, or like you can ask us questions in the chat or whatever. And yeah, we'll tell you as much as we can about how those kind of things work.
Didn't I see down there a little bit lower on the TechBoomers how to support us?
Yeah, well, it's how to support us and financial support. They both link to the same page, actually. But it's kind of, yeah, it's this is kind of talks more about like the financial support in terms of, you know, kind of moral support. I've already talked a bit about that and stuff. You know, you can link to us. You can put a link to our website on your list of digital literacy resources, or you can like download and use our stuff for your classes. Just please give us please follow our Creative Commons guidelines and give us credit for this stuff. That's all we ask.
Dorothy from Victoria would like to know, where are the seasonal videos on your YouTube channel about changing from iPhone to Android, etc.?
So if you go onto our YouTube channel, I can actually pull it up on my screen share here to show you. Just a second. It's just loading up the page here. So here is our YouTube channel. And if you use this arrow at the top, there's a search function here. So if you were to type in, say, transfer, then it'll come up with all of the tutorials that match that search. So like transferring your data, transferring just your photos. We have ones for transferring files to your computer, transferring your contacts, and all of those types of things. So this is how you could find all of the data transfer type of tutorials, but also for basically anything else. So if you were to come onto our channel and search for Facebook, you'll find all of our stuff about Facebook, Messenger. We have a whole playlist with over 50 videos in it, all about Facebook, a bunch about Messenger. So just to give you kind of an example, you can easily search for stuff on there.
Yeah, I was just going to mention, yeah, looking at our playlist is another good strategy. If you're looking for videos about a particular service, like an operating system like iPhone or and iOS or Android, or a specific service like Facebook or Groupon or whatever, you can look at your, yeah, Jessica's going to show us. Jessica is going to demonstrate. We have playlists on, yeah, like iPhone tricks, stuff for Canva tutorials, Slack, whole bunch of different stuff. So if you're looking for something if you're looking for a whole bunch of stuff on a specific service, you can have a look at those. And this is kind of part of what I said about, like, we wanted these things to be a little more structured as possible. Our founder, Steve, is big into ontologies. So having certain things mean specific things so everybody can kind of be on the same page. And so this is, having playlists on specific things and having everything organized is not only part of our mission philosophy, but it's also, useful for our end users as well.
Are you tracking any information from any of your users?
No, we do have the the legal disclaimer about cookies when you go onto our website, but we don't track people's information. The only thing I think that would be noted down is through Google Analytics, how much time you spend scrolling on a specific page, but that's all anonymous. It just tells us basically how much time are people spending reading a certain page, how quickly are they bouncing from one page to another, or are they coming on for 3 seconds, finding their answer and then closing the website. So that's more just back-end analytics data that we get, but it doesn't have anyone's personal information tied to it at all.
So if coming in from California, visiting techboomers.com, I am going to find the area where I can choose what kind of cookies I want you to track.
Yeah, there's a cookie disclaimer that pops up, so you can accept or decline those.
Outstanding. Even though that's the law, you'd be surprised how many websites I go on that don't have that.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you accept donations via PayPal?
I don't think so. Corbin, do you know if we have anything like that? I don't think we do.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any kind of donations we have. Again, as I said, the main two ways of supporting us are to link to us, or just use our stuff, get our stuff out there and spread our stuff. Or, if you're really feeling generous, you can go on our YouTube and channel and give us some clicks, or, if you find a link to an e-commerce website on our through something that you find on ours, just go ahead and buy something, and we get a little bit of a cut from it. Those are mainly the ways you can do it.
Do you have tablet tutorials for tablets?
We don't have a whole lot that are specifically focused for tablets, but if you have an iPad, it runs the same operating system as an iPhone. So the majority of our iPhone tutorials should apply for that as well. And then a lot of the times tablets will also run Android. So any of our Android tutorials, although we might say smartphone, if you're running the Android operating system, it should be pretty similar.
An attendee who has been checking out the website as we speak says, I particularly like the articles best sites like, best alternatives for, that describe alternatives to popular sites and applications. You don't like this one, you get referred to another one.
Yeah, those have been doing pretty well for us. Especially, we have a whole bunch on alternatives for Amazon. Some people are in different countries where Amazon might not operate or not as much. Or if you just don't want to support Amazon for whatever reason, we have all kinds of articles about those types of things.
Very good. John, it's time for open mic.
I sent you a little something. All right, so how we do this then is that we want to open it up for those people who fingers didn't want to type something in or share comments like Judy just gave about somebody liking things, where you can ask. But with as many people as we have, we need you to go through the procedure of using your reactions and hitting your raise hand, not physically, do the button there, because then your name goes to the top of our list and we know to call on you in the order that it comes. So
I did get another, oh, well, actually, I didn't get it, but do you have tutorials on video editing?
We do have a couple. They're more focused on editing videos for specific platforms. So if you wanted to edit a video for TikTok, for example, or Reels on Instagram, we have a couple of different tutorials about those. And then I think we have some on how to use InShot, which is a video editing app that you can use on your phone. But we don't have a whole lot of videos specifically focused on video editing. Just a couple.
Thank you. Raj, you're on. Will you please unmute? Stu, take it away.
I wondered if you had anything on Chromebooks.
Oh.
I don't think we have anything on our YouTube channel, but Corbin, do you know if we have any on the website?
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing is that, the Chrome OS is kind of a new operating system, and it's, yeah, I mean, there's a lot, there's unfortunately a lot only so much we can get to. I mean, we do have some certain things about, like using Chrome, the web browser, and I'm not sure how Chrome operating system. I'm sure it's, or I would guess it's at least somewhat similar. But again, it's as we said before, we have kind of limited information about, just kind of basic operating system differences. We do have something about Android and iOS and certain other things, but
Right.
We unfortunately don't have a lot on Chromebook yet. So we'll take that under consideration. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you. Well, I know a lot of people in our world are using it now because they're touted as good for seniors. So that might be the way you approach it. Dr. Prasad, would you please unmute yourself? Not going to happen, I guess. Bob, you're on.
Yeah, for Stu, learning Chromebooks this Thursday from the same group that does Tech for Seniors.
Right. I'm there, Bob.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Okay. And it's this Thursday that we have the next session of learning Chromebooks.
Right.
Kurt,
So are you an international organization or are you, where are you located?
So we're located in Ontario, Canada, mostly, but our entire team works remotely. So we're pretty widespread. We even have a couple of team members that live in other countries. We have someone working out of India right now. Someone's in Holland. So we're a little all over the place.
That's very good. Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully, yeah, I mean, so what is your motive? Are you sort of expanding your business and with a view to make a lot of money? Are you really genuinely interested in helping all the people who do not know? And most of us are elderly. So I hope, I just want to know your motives.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Well, our organization was definitely started solely with the intention of helping people. And the only reason we're looking to make any sort of revenue from our website is just to be able to help us continue to do that. So we're totally here to provide everything free of cost and help everyone as much as we can.
Oh, how nice of you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Kurt,
We'll try this again. This is secondhand information, but it has to do with Chromebooks. One of my acquaintances has used a Chromebook with Zoom and recently got a notification that Zoom would no longer be supported on his Chromebook within the next couple of months. I find that kind of discouraging. But
Can I butt in and answer that?
please do.
Okay, what's not supported is the web app of Zoom. There's an actual app that you now install on your Chromebook that is for the Zoom presentations.
A PWA.
WA, correct. Okay, so just look for they're going to discontinue the web service of Zoom. You need to use the PWA because the web service can't do all the functions the PWA can.
Thank you very much.
any other questions? We love questions. Nope.
I would sure hope that all the groups would go to their websites and put a little information about TechBoomers on there and share that information with their groups. This ought to be like the next presentation every group has at their local, and get their members to say, here's where you find the answer, stop calling me.
Hold on.
Just thought I'd throw this up again for anyone that's looking to find us.
Good.
We would surely appreciate if you would check out our website and subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our social media pages if you're on there.
And don't forget, if you have people in your group that put presentations together and we don't have somebody on the Speakers Bureau list that can do it, go to TechBoomers and see if they have information on it. And it's super simple to put a presentation together. You might find a video on the subject that you can show at your meeting. You can use their content for your classes, which is way cool for, you know, folks in your group that teach those classes. They might get some new ideas and or not have to recreate the wheel when it comes to classes. It is a absolutely wonderful go-to website for many types of activities for your group or your members who, you know, want to talk about something that nobody else wants to talk about. And you check out TechBoomers and they have a tutorial or a video on it. And you could say, hey, you know, you might want to take a look at this. But thank you much for asking us to talk about it. Jessica, Corbin, thank you so very much. We really appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Over to Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, it was great to be here and talk to everybody. It was fun. It's great to spread our mission and help you guys out. Sorry. Okay.
I have a comment about thank you for all you do. I will share this with my professional colleagues, friends, etc., which is the point of APCUG's having these. Big thank you to the presenters. Thank you very much. Good program topic. Dave wants to know, do you have information about spreadsheets and word processing?
Yeah, see, that was kind of what we were saying about like there are other groups that have that kind of information. Like there's one called GCF Learn Free. I can maybe put it in the
what the links that are, yeah, yes, I don't teach Excel, but I had to do it at my adult ed the last couple of years. And that's exactly where I went to find everything I needed to do for my Excel class. And my students thought the class was fantastic and they learned everything they needed to know about spreadsheets. And I went, works for me if you guys got it. So GCF Learn Free is a good resource for other things.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of said before, like we were kind of looking at them as sort of one of the things we wanted to do, you know, similar but different, similar but distinct. Like we wanted to do something that was similar to them, but like we didn't want to be stepping on their toes and like directly competing with them, which is why, and with other organizations that were doing like basic OS and other functions, like here's how to use like the things in Microsoft Office Suite, and you know, here's like how to do your email, here's how to do, you know, these kind of, I mean, for lack of a better word, fundamental computer functions. And then ours was kind of like the level up is like, okay, now that you know how to go on the internet, use a web browser, check your email and stuff, here's a bunch of other cool stuff you can do. And that was kind of our focus. And unfortunately, that kind of meant we were leaving out some things with like Word and Excel and like other kind of productivity tools. We have some stuff on productivity tools, but just not on that kind of stuff, unfortunately.
Very good. You guys learned a lot today about stuff that you can use for your computer club and your friends and relatives that you know too, that bother you with questions. You know, that's why Steve put this together in the beginning. You know, his mom asked questions and he wanted to make sure that she was getting the straight info. Does she still help?
She still tests out some of our articles and our tutorials. So yeah, Linda's still part of the team. She's our tester extraordinaire.
I love it. My mother's one of the testers. I think that is so cool. I'm sorry. I just truly do as a mom. John, over to you.
Well, we come to the end of another workshop and we come to the end of our June workshops. Everybody enjoy next Wednesday and do something different. You will be getting the link to the information today, the presentation itself, plus any links and questions and stuff in your follow-up. I think most of the people are going to get it today. It looks like we got everybody to change their names. We'll be back next month. We already have scheduled and set up 3 workshops because we don't usually do the first week, and that's also
when I send the
4th of July. And advanced announcement too that August is our next Saturday safari. So next or August probably will only have 2 Wednesday workshops and 1 Saturday safari. So I would like to thank Corbin and Jessica, and of course, Judy, for taking care of the questions, and all of you that came and take time out of your day to learn and pass it on. So everybody have a good end of June, and we'll see everybody after the 4th of July.